Well, hello everyone. This is Tim from Be Well, God Bless, and it's my pleasure to be meeting with another new member here today. And tonight we are visiting with Kristi Knutson from Wildtree. And Kristi, it is so exciting to get to meet you, to learn about what you're doing and this passion you have in life for sharing simple, healthy, natural things. I've learned a little bit about what you're doing, and it sounds amazing. It sounds awesome, and it sounds really, really yummy. So welcome to the call. So glad that you're here, Kristi.
Well, thank you.
Yes, it's great to have you. And to start off, we'd love to just learn just a little bit about you. Who is Kristi? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, as you said, my name is Kristi Knutson, and I live in Ventura, Iowa, and I'm a busy mom of 3, and I think I can just join everybody else at saying how, just how busy we feel and how we all don't want to be rushed all the time. And so I'm just trying to enjoy time with my kids, and I've been able to do that a little more because of Wildtree.
Excellent, excellent. A busy mom, involved in a lot. How long have you been involved with Wildtree?
I am going on 6 years with Wildtree.
Wow, 6 years. Okay, very exciting. So take us all the way back. You obviously found a neat opportunity, became interested in it, but then you stuck around. You've kept going.
Mm-hmm.
So take us all the way back. How did you first get interested?
Well, it really, timing, they say timing is everything, and that's what happened to me. I was starting to be concerned with the overuse of gluten, high fructose corn syrup, and just other additives in foods, especially with my kids in mind. And so someone told me about Wildtree and said, you've been talking to me about, how you're so upset that there's just so many things that are in our food that shouldn't be. And it's kind of funny because I just heard about this thing called Wildtree. So I learned about it from the gal. She was a Wildtree rep at the time. And I just thought, I really want to try this with my kids. So I certainly didn't plan on starting a small business for myself or anything like that. But once I tried it and realized that healthy food doesn't have to taste bad, I just realized that this hope for wanting better for my kids could also include other people's small children and families. So that's kind of how it happened for me.
Okay, so you had a personal need and desire, and suddenly this solution shows up.
It really did. It just kind of plopped in my lap.
Okay, well, amazing, very, very exciting. Yes, timing is an amazing thing. Other people out here that are struggling with those same issues, because you're right. When you mention gluten and corn syrup and those things, there's other people definitely having increased awareness of these issues, increased reactions. For instance, gluten-free options are becoming more and more available. And so your company, Wildtree, focuses on, sounds like they're really laser focused on a lot of those problems. Can you explain to us, am I right? Can you explain to us a little bit more about the products delivered by Wildtree?
Okay, well, the company was founded by a gal named Leslie Monti, and she lived still does. The company's out in Rhode Island. Well, what happened was she had one child who was diabetic and another one who had a food sensitivity that was causing some behavior issues, and they had narrowed it down to some type of additive in his food. So along with the additive and the need for the no or low sugar diet with her other child, she just kind of started experimenting. The backbone of her company is grapeseed oil. So she found how flavorful they could be and started adding some other flavors to grapeseed oil. So Still today we have a natural that doesn't have flavor to it, and then infused flavors like hickory flavored, roasted garlic flavored, things like that. And she started making her own spices. So, and then it just developed into something bigger. So, Wildtree is not 100% gluten-free, but in the factory there's one small room that's about, my guess is about 20 feet by 20 feet, and that's the gluten room. That's the only place you're going to find gluten in the factory. And then, so yeah, it's just oils and spices and just things that are all good and good for you, and they taste so good.
I'm actually, while we're talking here, I'm actually viewing your website page, or at least some of the links, as I'm researching some of the products, and they're making me want to try them. Absolutely. Looking at all sorts of yummy things here. And so really, what was the original, I mean, obviously one mother's quest. I tell you, one mother's quest to care for her kids is like the thing that has launched a million businesses. Just absolutely. If I need it, other moms need it. It's amazing how often that theme comes up, and as we seek to serve our families, our kids, because we want them to be healthy, yeah, we look for these solutions. And what I guess what positive experiences have you had with people really learning about your products and enjoying them? I mean, you've stuck around for 6 years. It must be continue to be successful. It's not, it wasn't like a 3-month fad and then it went away.
Yeah, it just, for one thing, the taste is just such an easy answer for me in the just reordering. You run out of something, you want it again. In my family, Wildtree is like how other families buy milk. You run out of milk, you run out of bread, you go to town, you get more milk and bread. Well, that's when Wildtree is into your family, you just kind of open up and you can see what good things it can do for you. And that's actually the beautiful thing about Wildtree too, and that I'm hoping to share with people, is that it can be a service for you, a solution for you. A very short elevator line of mine would be, I help busy families make simple, healthy dinners. And it's just that. We can teach kids that they can make a chicken breast taste better in 20 seconds of adding a couple of our flavors. And that's one of my passions too, is I can talk to an 8-year-old and they will realize, 10 minutes with me, Wildtree, and an 8-year-old can do so many things. And think about, as a busy mom, if your kids are involved and they can make the dinner, or they can, just get things ready, or even give ideas. People are trying to figure out what are we going to have for dinner, and the kids, they don't have any suggestions, or it becomes a habit to just go through the drive-through. And kind of my passion is for kids and families to just realize that things like the drive-through can really be last on the list as far as what you actually want. So we have, Wildtree has make fresh meals, things that you can do just like I've talked about with the chicken breast. We have freezer meals. We get women together and they make their meals together. So we could have a group of 8 women, and in an hour they've prepped 80 meals. And that makes me so happy to think that, I go home that night and 80 times I can have women come home from work, a busy day or a busy whatever, and they already know what's going on for supper. And it's a really comforting thing for me. Another thing is just custom meal planning in general, to help you strategize for foods that your family already eats.
In our busy working world, what's for dinner is the eternal question. It only gets answered for about 20 seconds. Seems like you're asking it for the next day. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's just like laundry. It's just ever recurring.
Yeah.
And that I really like that idea of put you together with an 8-year-old and you just have all sorts of fun. That's
Mhm.
really well. This is very exciting, very interesting. I had never heard um, of this line of products. I'm really liking the. You can hear it. 3 bottles of basil, pesto, grapeseed oil, natural oil. That one would be the just by itself. That
Yeah, it doesn't have flavor infused.
yep.
So
Okay. And
any
then roasted
yeah.
garlic. Oh, some good stuff here.
Mhm. And if you don't think the kitchen smells fabulous walking into one of those workshops, I tell you what, fantastic.
Oh, I bet. Oh, I bet. Very exciting. I'm very interested to look and see more and learn more about what you're doing and find out more. How would we find out more if we wanted to take the next step with you? If we were like, yes, it's interesting to me. What would somebody do next?
Well, a very easy thing is to always check out the website. Better yet is if someone would call or email me and we can get together, because really all it takes is to try it. Once you try the product, I don't know, it just kind of opens your eyes. But yeah, call me or the website. Text me, people text these days. But yeah, I just have so much to share, and it's kind of hard to narrow down what to share first, really. And then, another whole side of the coin is not only it's yummy, it's been a really profitable business. So someone looking for a little extra income or a lot of extra income, or moms that need to be at home with their kids, but they also need some extra income. It's just, It shows a lot of flexibility that way.
Oh yeah, to the right person, this could be a match in multiple ways. Either way. So that very exciting, very exciting. Okay, well, we'll have your information on the website. We can look you up on the Be Well God Bless directory, contacts through there. We can also, with this video, if you're seeing the links and watching it, those of you that watch these videos out on the Be Well God Bless YouTube channel, we put the links back to the pages there so you can get back to the directory, find and contact all these amazing people that are members of Be Well God Bless. And to learn more, raise your hand and say, hey, you, I love this. So those of you listening out there, it is exciting to learn, hear about what Kristi's doing, and thank you for taking the time, Kristi, to be with us. But before we go, is there any, one question that you wish, I like to ask that is, do you wish I would have asked you something specific, or is there just one more idea you'd like to share with us before we go?
Well, there's just so much out there about Wildtree. I guess what I would really like to tell people is if you have never thought about meal planning, or you've never thought you wanted to get people together and make meals, or just never really thought about anything past on your way home, figure out what's for dinner, throw something together. Just one time of trying it or thinking about it can really make a big difference. I would have never thought that I would be into freezer meals. And now when I know that I have the fridge or the freezer just full of healthful, great things, I don't know how I lived without it. That's what I guess I'll close on.
Okay. It sounds like, that's a little teaser, I think, for me or somebody else right there to call more because, I'm glad you mentioned that. That's really something I've never explored, but I know that's a perpetual issue. And if I knew I had that solved for, how many meals did you say they would walk away from?
The workshops are 10 meals. They're very very big servings. So we say 10 meals for 4 to 6 family members. I just told a gal last night, I'm sure she'd have probably 16 nights handled with those, just because the portions are pretty generous is what the word I was looking for.
Right.
So.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, to go and to work and have that many meals, I mean, that's huge. That takes a lot of stress
Yeah,
off.
and they're not just meals that you have to eat things because it came with it. They're meals that you picked out what you want in it, and you know your child won't eat onions, or you know your husband doesn't like garlic, or it's what your family likes. So that's a really awesome thing about this.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. That's really good. A lot of new things are, my family will not eat that. Yeah, that's a
Yep.
very good point. Very good point. Well, Kristi, it's been a pleasure to visit with you and to learn more. And everyone out there, give Kristi a call if this is really interesting to you. Make sure you're in contact. I can tell she is excited to share with you. Kristi, thank you very much for
Absolutely.
visiting.